Hey Spuddies, PotatoMcWhiskey here, and welcome to Let's Play Civ 6 as Japan. Just to give you a little bit of an overview where we are in the game right now, in terms of religious victory, currently Arabia is leading. However, we've done a lot of work to kind of pull that back, and we currently have control of our own empire religiously, and we're pretty close to having control of Greece as well. So I feel very, very secure in terms of a religious victory for this game that I don't fear Arabia taking over. Now, this number says we're about 30 turns from winning, so I'll probably win in this episode. However, we do have a bit of a problem in Greece. We're going to want to start sending more of these rock bands to Greece to get as much tourism pressure against Greece. Because how the tourism pressure works is this number right here is actually a sum of how many tourists Gorgo has generated minus this number. So if I can directly target Gorgo with tourism from, for example, rock bands, I'll be able to get her tourism number down and my visiting tourist number up, which means we'll win even faster. The one downside is we do have a cultural alliance with her, and that will soon become a level 3 alliance where she'll start getting some of my tourism and culture. But I'll also be getting some of her tourism, which will kind of counteract that a little bit, but she doesn't really make that much tourism. So, you know, it's not a perfectly ideal situation by any stretch of the imagination. Now, we are going to get to work on getting our hands on the Eiffel Tower. That's going to be our next major technology. I could take the time to get the sewer for 4 turns, but well, you know, I'm going to spend the time to pick up the sewer, and then I'll go for steel. And getting steel will allow any of my sort of appeal-based tourism-generating resources, like national parks, like stuff like that, will start to be more effective. So I could get the flood barriers in here, and it looks like I'm not too worried about the current level of climate change. So I'm going to go ahead and take the time to get a broadcast center first. Although I could go for the coal power plant, I'm going to get the broadcast center because the more of those I can get, the more power I'll use, and the more culture I'll generate, and the more room for great works of music that I'll have. Yokohama. Again, I could build a flood barrier in here pretty quickly. It'll only defend 2 tiles, but I'm not under major pressure to get that finished. I will, however, again, get to work on the broadcast center. That is just the major thing that I really want, especially if I can build them in under 10 turns. That's a really, really, really good timeline to build those in. Looks like we actually found some aluminum over here, which is pretty damn nice. And I'm not sure, did I want to put a seaside resort here? I think I will put a seaside resort here, so I'll harvest to finish the shopping mall, which will again give me more tourism, and see about if I can get a few more of the seaside resorts in and around here as well. Harvest the wheat in here and see if we can't get a seaside resort there. It should be possible if I remove this mine and put a forest on it, so that's what I'll get to work on. I've got my row of inquisitors down here whose job it is to essentially kind of take back my religion down here and exert more pressure upon Greece. Really, really nice trade routes are available to me as well. Now, Aomori is a little bit weak, but I'm going to go ahead and organize by gold and look for example, Istanbul here. 6 food, 8 production. That's really going to help this city out, finish its Renaissance walls, and get the city just up and running. The city has been pretty neglected for the majority of the game, which is arguably a bit of a mistake on my part. Looks like a siphon funds mission in Cairo worked. Actually, did I remember? I feel like one of these guys had one of my spies. Did I forget to buy them back? I don't think I did. I think I got all my spies back. Electronics factory finished in Fukuoka. Again, I'm not in a rush to get the flood barrier. I would really like the broadcast center. Now, I could purchase this broadcast center, and I think I will purchase this one because the city is a little bit weaker in terms of production. And I think I might also get myself an oil power plant. Oh, but I haven't actually discovered oil, so that's a bit of a problem. Yeah, but having an oil power plant will be pretty handy to have diverse sources of power. I think we'll work on the shopping mall because that's 4 tourism instantly. I also have the faith to get myself another rock band, and I want to be pretty active in trying to push back Greece. Now, these guys have I forget what promotion these guys have, and I'm having a little bit of a weirdness where I can't actually hover down here for some strange reason. So I'll probably just go play on their theater squares and the World Wonders. All right, so the guy in Cairo, let's go ahead and keep siphoning funds here. It's not a huge amount of gold, but it is a nice little chunk. We'll harvest that tile right there. Place a forest right there. Then we can get to maybe placing a few more seaside resorts. This particular apostle only has 1 charge left, but he is doing very, very valuable scouting for me. Seaside resort over here in Takamatsu, raising our tourism per turn up towards this number. Now we are getting getting about 27 tourism per turn from our alliances. I think, however, that's being offset by the sheer amount of culture that I'm pumping into Gorgo right now. I'm going to grab Alvar Alto because this is really, really valuable. +1 appeal to any tiles that he hit. And I think I would like to put that somewhere where I have more than one national park, if at all possible. Trying to have a look around. Where could I get more than one? Well, I think there was originally one planned down for here, right? And you know what? That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to purchase a builder down here, and then I'll teleport Alvar Alto down there so that I can get the maximum possible value from a national park down here. Shopping mall completed in Takamatsu. I'd like to build the broadcast center, but it's going to take a very, very long time. I'm just really quickly going to grab the flood barrier, and then in 3 turns, the city will remind me, and I'll maybe have enough gold to purchase a broadcast center. Pop a forest right there. Is there enough appeal? No, not quite, but there might be enough appeal here. I might have to do a little bit of cleaning up. Let's do a spread in Sparta, which is now converted to meat, which I believe means that I have full control over... where is it? I have full control over myself, so I think I need to convert 1 or 2 more cities. Probably just 1, right? Yeah, I think it's just 1 more city. Also, my alliance with Gilgamesh ran out. Let's go ahead and declare friendship with him, and then go ahead and make another military alliance. I will offer him open borders, even though it's included in the deal. And if I, were to change this, I would get slightly more, but it's really not that much more to kind of take that out. But yeah, offer him open borders. He'll give me slightly more cash. So here comes the wave of enemy apostles. So let's go ahead and start standing our units in a somewhat defensive formation, ready to sort of do the best job that we can to block them. I'm also going to go ahead and let's see, do I want to purchase? I could do a lot of damage with this guy. I think I'm going to purchase a single extra apostle here in order to fight. And then I'll get to work on getting another national park and some more of these rock bands. All right, let's go ahead and do this rock band performance. Now, I could do it here, and it would be 250 tourism with a 50% chance, or I could do it here for 1,000 tourism and a 50% chance. So we'll see how that goes. Nice, we got 3,500 tourism, 100 albums, and they survived, which I'm pretty happy about. Any more world wonders? Looks like there's a couple over here that we could get our hands on. So we've improved that aluminum. I guess a lumber mill over here would make sense. Korea has continued to denounce me, which means I won't be able to get open borders with her, which kind of sucks, but not much you can really do about that. Gilgamesh will remember that I am a good friend. Excellent. Let's go ahead and get this guy killed. Can you get this killed? Okay, they would just barely survive, and I don't think I can get a unit over there to help. If you provide adjacency combat bonuses, this should be a one-shot kill. Beautiful. Slowly cutting away at his unit advantage. Let's go ahead and chop away this farm, put a thing there, and we'll bring Alvar Alto down to Mohenjo-Daro to improve the yield on the tiles in here, and we'll save up for a national park maker naturalist. Right, Ferris wheel and harbor completed in here. I think it would make sense if I were to get my hands on a theater square as well, so we'll go ahead and pop that in there, even if it is a good tile for... Even if it is a really good tile for seaside resorts, that's fine. And then we'll bring you over here. Maybe this adjacency combat bonus will allow this kill. Excellent, so we got that kill as well. So we're killing off his religious units, making him panic and run away, which is exactly what we want to be doing at this stage of the game. And this extra apostle is probably not necessary, but we can get the pilgrim promotion on him. Got myself another rock band. Let's have a look at what we've got here. We've got space rock, pop star, glam rock, perfect. So I'm going to go ahead and take glam rock on this guy because that is going to make any theater squares that we perform on like more effective, which means that they are less likely to die. Okay, pop a woods right there, and then we'll do a seaside resort right there. Beautiful, yet more tourism. Slowly building up the level of tourism that we have. Nice one. I think we're more or less done with these inquisitors. I'll probably just distribute them around to keep them safe. I've got this guy here. Could you convert Athens for me? Not quite. I'm going to use this guy up as well. Go ahead and keep stealing gold from here. We've established, so we'll get 800 gold in a few turns. Beautiful. And I actually have the cash that I need to go to Takamatsu and purchase the broadcast center. So let's go ahead and make sure that we're distributing our great works of music around to where they belong. Is there another broadcast center? Not quite. But we'll be able to make 2 more now this turn. So we'll put 1 in there. And we'll put 1 in the capital as well. Brilliant. We'll get these guys in position because we'll want to be moving more and more of these around as time goes on. We are out of our golden age, and we've satisfied his agenda. Beautiful. I think we are just in a normal age. There's sanitation and space race. So space race is going to want me to plug in the satellite broadcast card. Now the hard thing is knowing what I should kill here. I think I'll kill skyscrapers. I think that's pretty fine. I have market economy, public works. These are all just fine. I might be willing to plug out public works if I have a tourism generation card. And as far as I can tell, I do not really. So that'll be fine. That'll probably get plugged out when I have social media, which is the next technology that I'm researching. That'll give me an extra 50% tourism to people that I have trade routes with. Oh, we actually are in a golden age. Never mind. That was whoops. I think we're going to take Wish You Were Here. Cities with governors receive 50% tourism for world wonders and 100% tourism to all national parks. This just feels like it's the best move. So we're going to take Wish You Were Here. I completed the harbor over here. I'm going to go ahead and purchase that lighthouse. And then I'll purchase that as well later. I'll just work on the flood barrier in here so that I get reminded about this city in a few turns. And these guys, I'm thinking, should be able to start working on a couple of kills on these guys over here. There's another kill right there. And we'll see if we can't get set up for a defensive action. So we've basically pushed his apostles out, meaning that we're pretty secure against any sort of religious victory shenanigans he might be trying to pull. All right, let's go ahead and harvest this. We'll plant a forest here as well. I've got quite a bit of retooling to do with this terrain here. In fact, it might even be worth to get another builder in here. I could get my hands on the flood barrier. This city just needs so much help, actually. I'm a little bit blown away. Let's get to work on the water park. It's a 12-turn build. Let's go ahead and convert Mycenae and Athens. So I'll just use these guys up so I don't have to use them anymore. And we've got our religion well and truly secured. Let's go ahead and move you there. I'll pop you right there and we'll get both of these tiles improved next turn. I'm going to go ahead and place woods right here because I want to get my hands on a naturalist. It's going to be 1600 faith. It's a lot of faith, so it's quite a few turns before I'll get it. But once I do have it, it'll be fine. I'm going to go ahead and place Alvar Alto in here for the first time. That'll give me a significant boost to my tourism from this city. Pretty much everything here will get a +1 to its appeal. And then I'll use Alvar Alto again in here to get an even bigger boost. So if I go to the appeal map mode, this city in here has like appeals in the 7. Over here it's 6, 4, 3. Very, very good appeal that we're having over here in this general area. Industrial zone completed in Osaka. We could get the stadium. Stadium would provide me with +2 tourism if the population is 10 or higher. The population is 10 or higher, and it would be +5 if it's 20 or higher. So getting that 20 population is highly unlikely at this stage of the game. So that's fine. However, getting the extra amenities would be pretty good. Although I'm not hurting too bad for amenities, I guess it's still worth going for. And then I'll purchase the broadcast center in here to give me somewhere to move more great works of music from the capital. Pop a great work over here into Osaka, and then we'll go ahead and create another great work. Bam. So we're starting to fill up on great works of music, which makes me very, very happy. Let's see. So water park in here for sure is the next move. I'll pop it right there. We've got ourselves another apostle to kill. Let's get everyone in position. We get the maximum surface area for combat bonuses. And then start chunking away at him. This guy is a debater, so he's a little bit harder to kill, but we should still be able to kill him and push back his religion. Sick production, jumping up onto the Hanging Gardens. This is another 1050% chance. And, oh, they leveled up. Nice. We got 3000 tourism, 150 albums, and we got a promotion. That's really, really damn powerful. Very happy about that. And you can see in here, even though Gogo's numbers have been increasing slightly, ours have been increasing way faster than hers. So things are looking up for Millhouse, as I like to say. Let's go ahead and get ourselves a couple more of those. Right, Guanju, let's go ahead and keep stealing gold. Like the stealing of gold is just so powerful. I really recommend it to anyone. If you're not sure what to do with your spies, just always steal gold. Grabbed ourselves another great work of writing, great writer rather, and we're about to get another great artist, although I'm not even sure if I'll have room for that. Now the question is, do I even have room for the great works of writing somewhere? Well, there's room for one in Nagoya. We'll pop you in there. Any more room? There is actually plenty of room for great works of writing, which makes me very, very happy. There is the flood barrier. We've got the aquarium. We've got the seaport. And let's see. I don't think I have time to work on any of these wonders. I think what we'll do in here is just build a trader so I can save a bit of cash on that. We've also got the Ferris wheel in here. I would like to purchase the broadcast center. I'm just going to go ahead and work on the aquarium and see if I can remember to purchase that. Got the harbor in here. Let's work on the lighthouse. Things are looking up just fine. All right, so time for random animals to do a theater square rock concert. Now they have a 26% chance that this will be their final gig, and they survived. 625 tourism and 100 albums sold. Very nice. I'm not sure what the actual mathematics behind the album sales is, but we're going to go ahead and try to steal great works from here as well. I guess this national park is well and truly dead. Not really necessary to try and put one there anymore. Okay, sick production. I'm going to place them on their next location. And let's see, what can you take? Ooh, album cover art is really powerful, especially considering these guys have quite a bit of album sales, and playing on national or world wonders is already pretty powerful in of itself. I'll go ahead and harvest the rainforest here. So now I've maximized the appeal on a lot of these tiles, which is really, really nice. These guys should really come home and heal up on the holy sites that I have back here. Right, another trade route. I think I'm just going to repeat the trade route. It's a pretty good one, although maybe I can find a better Ottoman trade route. Yeah, trade with Istanbul. There you go. I want to put a mine there, but not quite yet. Well, I guess it would hurt the appeal here slightly, but the appeal is already so good that probably fine. And then I'll just put a forest right there. That might compensate a bit. And then I'll also want to harvest this sheep and place a forest there as well. There's gunpowder, beautiful. Great person. Looks like we've got another great artist. Now, I don't think I have room for great works of art. I could get the room by purchasing. Let's have a look. Nope. So what do you create? Actually, I do have room. So you create portraits. Let's have a look through. And again, I really, really wish that I could filter the screen for portraits. So we have a Rembrandt portrait. Does Gorgo have a portrait that I could buy? They've got a Titian portrait. It's only 8 gold for 30 turns, so I'm going to grab that. Then I'm going to come into here. This portrait is going to go right there. So that's 2 of 3. Then if I go to Sendai, where is Sendai? All the way over here. So you will create a portrait in Sendai for me. So make your way over there. And then that'll be another themed museum. What does this guy make again? Kind of double checking here. Ah, you make portraits as well. Oh. Wait, what do you make? Maybe I messed that up. Landscapes. Portraits. I might have messed that up. We'll see. But the National History Museum is finished. And this will be a great place to store things that I'm going to have a hard time theming. As far as I can tell, we're fine on Great Works for the moment. Now, I'm going to get the broadcast center in here. I think I'll purchase it. Although I could purchase a stadium. I'm going to purchase a stadium over that because it's also worth era score. But I think I might fill this up with great works of music because that way I'm just getting value out of them for now. National History Museum, as well as like great works of music placed in my capital, are actually worth quite a lot because Pingala multiplies them. So we'll do something like this. I'll put you in there. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with this. Although I could get one more in here. Yeah, that makes sense. Get as many great works of music in the capital, because look at that, 64 tourism from the National History Museum. That is the power of Pingala with his curator promotion. I don't really have any other government promotions that I want to spend. Like, none of them really appeal to me. So in terms of other stuff, I think we will want to get the broadcast center. But we're going to want to purchase that so that we can place a great work in it as soon as possible. Over here, I'm actually pretty happy with everything. I don't think a seaport makes sense. So I'm just going to do a theater square festival. That will result in me getting more of these. It will result in Greece kind of getting indirectly a little bit more tourism or culture as well. But that's fine. Another great work of writing. Let's get all of my lovely religious units over here to get healed up. Standing in the correct place. Okay, Seaside Resort right there. Very nice. All right, Rockband. You are the Theater Square Rockband. And there is a Theater Square all the way over here. Sick production is ready. 26% chance for 1,000 tourism. And, oh man, 4,500 tourism, 150 albums sold, and a promotion available. This is actually the most successful rock band I've ever had in my life. I usually buy like 12 of them at the same time, and like all of them die on the first use. But the fact, like, I bought one guy and he's just run around generating tourism for me. It's incredible. This like literally has never happened to me before. So I'm a bit confused. I guess it is kind of an RNG mechanic. You never know what kind of yield you're going to get from it, but I just got really lucky this game. Theater square completed in Hakodate. Let's get to work on an amphitheater. Extra culture, all that lovely stuff. We got the flood barrier in here. I think I'd planned to purchase the shipyard in here, but I don't have the cash for it just yet. Let's throw down a theater square right there. All right, finally able to get all these guys healing up properly now that they're actually on a holy site. And we can actually create another great work. Beautiful, excellent. We're one turn away from the Ruhr Valley as well, which is exciting. And I'm finally getting around to actually improving these tiles. I probably should have done this a long time ago. And I think someone actually told me that this tile was in control, being controlled by my capital. So maybe I should have given that to a different city at some point. But, you know, I probably should have improved these a long time ago. I was kind of not improving them because I was worried about eruptions and stuff. So I was kind of leaving that by the wayside. So where's my other portrait creator? You are going to place a portrait in here. Sofonizba. And then I'm going to go ahead and see if you have another Rembrandt. Gorgo, can I get that Rembrandt off you? 21 gold per turn for the Rembrandt. Now, if I go in here, I have 2 museums very close to theming. Oh shoot, I used up too much room. Okay, let's go ahead and move that out, and then we'll plug this statue in here. So I have 2 museums very close to theming, and I have the 2 artists that I need to make that theming happen. We're also up to about 1,200 tourism, which is nice. I've got another promotion available on these guys, and it looks like there's not really a whole lot left. Let's see what we can pick up here. Baseports and campuses. There is a couple of campuses around here. There's 2 in particular that we could get use out of. So I think I'm going to go ahead and get these guys moved out to here, jump in the water, and then we'll get to work on flipping them on these campuses next turn. Unfortunately, can't get a seaside resort right there, but I should be able to get one right over here as well. There is the Ruhr Valley, plus 20% production and plus 1 production on each mine, as well as the online communities card. Let's go ahead and plug in online communities. We are now churning away, making an absolutely ridiculous amount of tourism per turn. I mean ridiculous. If we go in, we plug in Economic Union, confirm this, and we actually go check what our tourism pressure against Gorgo is. We are currently making 2,000 tourism specifically against Gorgo. 2,000 against him, 1,900 against Saiyan. That's because she has me, what's the word? She has me denounced, so I can't get any more from that. So we're making like upwards of 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, probably 11,000 tourism per turn. So that's like at least 5 tourists, then another, probably like 9 tourists per turn is what we're getting, roughly speaking, on average. So with completion of social media, I think it's okay to go for globalization and near future governance. That'll be the next sort of path. Let's go ahead and get to work on the broadcast center. It'll only take a couple of turns. Are you working every mine you can get? Give me that one. I'm going to just take every mine that makes sense. Even if it's a Petra mine, it's, well, actually Petra mine doesn't really make sense. But anywhere that's a mine, I could probably have fit a couple of mines in here, but it's fine. Double coal spawn, actually, right near my capital. Interesting. Well, not right near, but not too far. Broadcast center in Yokohama is completed. So I think the only thing left to do is really just do theater square festivals. The rest of these buildings are kind of redundant. 70 turns until flooding, so I'm under no threat of flooding. Same thing in here, just theater square festivals, get as many of these points as we can. Start to try to fill these up. Let's go ahead and escape on foot. He did escape, beautiful, and he got away with the gold. Let's put all these lads to sleep. Whoa, I didn't want to put the artist to sleep, did I? So you're going to go here, Angelica, and you're going to place a great work there. That'll theme that museum for me. So that is the... Where is it? All the, yeah, so the Sendai themed, and then I'm going to have Kaufman come back to Shizuoka to theme that museum. Right, let's go ahead and grab Space Rock over here. I had another guy, he was coming over here to do that theater square right there, of course. And I'm only 1 turn away from getting my next national park, which will fit right here in Mohenjo-Daro. That city has actually been extremely useful to me throughout the game. Alright, so more religious units are rolling in. I'm not worried about losing a religious victory at this point. I feel like we have sufficiently blocked that from being able to happen. And we made around about 9, so it's about 4 turns away from winning, which is really, really nice. So All that work that we did in the preceding sort of eras is really starting to pay off with a very, very fast victory around turn 250, which is what I would consider a fairly quick one if you're going for a late game play like I did. So at this point, the game is basically over. Someone's going to queue up Theatre Square Festivals. I probably could have done that a long time ago. And like stuff like this doesn't really matter that much. Realistically, the battle popes or whatever, it is what it is. All right, let's go ahead and do a performance here on the campus. They only have a 16% chance of dying. And they leveled up. I get what? This is the 6,000 tourism. This is the greatest rock band I've ever witnessed in the history of Civilization 6. Legitimately ridiculous. Legitimately ridiculous that these guys are just popping off, playing everywhere, completely crippling Gorgo's defensive culture. Really? Can't put a seaside resort there? That makes me sad. I had a very bad science game. Normally I would have Eiffel Tower unlocked and built by this point, but I don't even have it built. Or unlocked, rather. I don't even have it unlocked. Alright, there's another 1,000 gold stolen. We built a trader in here. I'm just going to find a fairly easy trade route, like that one. And, yeah, again, kind of just need to keep my cities busy while I get squeeze every last little bit of tourism I can out of this last era here. Time for another naturalist. Bam. A nice big national park. This one should be generating, if we go to the tourism map mode, 63 tourism per turn. It's not quite as good as this one, but goddamn is it good. Another campus over here. Another 9% chance that they'll fail. I have never seen a rock band do this well. 9,500 tourism. That's almost an entire turn's worth of tourism for my civilization. That's ridiculous. 200 how many albums have these guys sold? 850. My god. Genuinely, never seen anything like this in my life. I'm a little bit blown away. Normally my rock bands die after like their second or third use. I've never gotten a rock band this far. It's kind of actually pretty exciting for me. Okay, so Angelica Kaufman is going to create a great work here in... What city is this again? Shizuoka. So Shizuoka is now themed as well. Brilliant. We've got a lot of themed museums. Making nearly 700 culture per turn, nearly 1,400 tourism per turn. Baseline. That's just baseline tourism per turn. And according to this is it. This is the turn that we win. So let's just end the turn and see if it happens. Hey, nice one.
The worth of a culture is not measured by its accomplishments, but in how those accomplishments last and how they are remembered. The beauty that you have inspired our people to create will ensure that our culture stands for all time.
Take it away, Sean Bean. Is it Sean Bean or Sean Penn? I always mix those two guys up, even though they're completely two different people in my head. So we've got lots of districts. We can check out some graphs here. Look at these buildings constructed. This is, again, we talk about this all the time at the end of games. Fairly typical for the AI to have like a really fast get out of the gate, but they kind of just stay steady. They never uptick the way I do, because I know how to manage my empire. Like, I didn't get my first city settled probably until around somewhere here, and you can start to see just the number of buildings that I build skyrocketing. You can also see here, cities founded. I founded a lot of cities this game and pretty much didn't stop until like the last run to victory here. In terms of great people earned, I made very little in the early game and then made a lot later on. This is, again, fairly typical that I'll kind of start off behind, because it's just kind of the way that Deity works. You kind of start off in a bit of a deficit and then you catch up. I would be surprised if my gold income was not like top notch here. You can see fairly early game I was kind of up and down, but as it gets to the late game, you can see my gold just got ridiculous. Let's have a look here. Wonders constructed. This is an area where I'm usually pretty weak. Although, surprisingly, this game I had quite a few. That's a lot more than I would normally get in a game. All things considered. Usually I just get a handful, but this game I did get quite a good number of them. You can see my science. My science game this game was very weak. And I don't think I was ever under a threat of a science victory, even against Korea. She usually takes around 280 to 300 turns to win. So we're around turn 250 something, so we were pretty far away from that. But yeah, let's go ahead and have a look at the Empire in screenshot mode. Not that one, this one. So this is our, excuse me, I want to look around. This is our Empire. We had the area whatever that is. We had this, we had like this northern area. Like, all things considered, I feel like we managed to turn a really bad start into a very interesting and fun game. And a lot of really cool things happened, like the capture of Mohenjo-Daro, the sort of Chilean settling experience over here where we settle along the coastline. And then we also made a little outpost down here on this island to the south. Not really a whole lot of war, but when you're trying to win a Deity game, it's very hard to fit in a war without basically tooling your empire towards a war and science, right? And I don't think getting that much science in a culture game makes that much sense, because there's only a few key technologies you need to unlock. And in a science game, it really is just like, you just need to unlock the stuff on the way to computers. Everything else in the tech tree can more or less be ignored. The only other tech that I can think of is, again, steel, maybe oil, and maybe uranium, but that's it. Like, that's everything you need. And if you really, like, if you were having like an amazing game, you could maybe do the moon landing with a really strong science gain to get a huge boost to your culture. But you could also just have really strong culture in the first place and not need that. But yeah, I'd love to know what you guys think about this. Also, statistically speaking, 60% of the people who watch this video are not subscribed to my channel. Okay? Click the goddamn button. And if you subscribed, click the like button so I can see how many people subscribed because of this video. Also, I think YouTube actually just tells me that in any way. But if this video gets 1,000 likes, I will have a very nice surprise for you guys. Okay? I love you all very much, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye!